I always say I'm like the emo, sad, depressed Hannah Montana to them.
Please welcome with a big round of applause, Bruses!
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Are we
you.
doing this in English or Spanish?
Mostly in English.
Okay.
Mostly in English. Pero si de vez en cuando quieres tirar una en español, pues you can, but mostly in English.
Okay.
I love that we got to spend some time backstage. And I was like, oh my God, I would totally hang out with you. You're so freaking cool.
Let's do it.
Oh, we will. We're starting right now.
We're doing it right now.
This is the beginning of a long friendship that we're gonna have.
Exacto.
I know.
Yeah. Oye, congratulations
Crazy.
on your Latin Grammy nominations.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure you're super excited that you're nominated.
I am now. I'm just in shock. I wasn't expecting this at all. It's my first album, you know. The fact that it's nominated is like super crazy. When I found out I'm nominated for Best Pop Rock Album, and I found out I'm the 5th woman ever to be nominated in that category, which is crazy because it's been a decade. I did this video where I was talking straight to the Academy, and I was like, you know, if you're gonna talk about inclusion and if you're gonna talk about feminism, if you're gonna talk about it and if you're gonna brag about it, then do something about it. So I said that publicly on a bunch of TV shows. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if maybe they're gonna take my nomination away. It needs to be said, you know, we are the change. I believe in the revolution. It's gonna sound cliche, but we are the revolution, you know, right? We better do something about it than use your voice. You have a voice. We all do. Every single one of you has a voice, so you better use it, you know?
You're a fan of artists like Taylor Swift, and you're a big fan of K-pop.
Woo! Yeah.
And all these sounds just kind of mesh into the Bruises sound. How does that come about?
And I'm from Tijuana, so I grew up listening to American pop. When you're discovering your voice as an artist, a sub-existential process because you copy a lot. We tend to copy to learn from it. So I got to a point when I was writing songs about love because that's what I heard on the radio. I have borderline personality. I have ADHD. I have general anxiety and panic attacks. So I'm a mess. I'm a beautiful mess. So I started writing about those things, about me wanting to kill myself. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to go back to the beginning, like who I am as a human being, as an artist. And I just put everything together in a blender. My emo face and my pop, super bubbly pop face and my emo lyrics. Bruces is someone that I've always wanted to be.
Well, you've tapped into a community where it needs a voice. It needs somebody to really come out and talk about these issues. I hear your music and it's fun, it's pop, it's up, it's dance music. But then you hear the lyrics and it's like, whoa.
What?
There's like some heavy duty in there.
That's what I
Okay.
wanted. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because then if it was just sad music, less people were gonna pay attention to the message. So I really wanted to be pop and bright and out there and for like the new generation because that's the way you get the message out there.
You make it more accessible.
You make it more accessible, exactly. That's why I use TikTok as well.
One of the things that I really admire about you is that you're a very intentional artist. There is a phrase that you commonly use, which is, está bien estar mal. It's okay to be not feeling well.
It's okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. When did you discover this phrase? And I know there's an even deeper meaning for you.
When I was younger, it was a really dark time. That's why my first album is called Monstruos, because I was fighting them. I was fighting all my issues. I was fighting my borderline and my anxiety, my depression. I was angry at myself 24 hours. I just started saying it in my head as a kind of a mantra.
Right.
And it brings comfort to me. The moment that I made peace, I became friends with my sadness and with my monsters. That's the moment I felt free. And it took a long time to do that.
Yeah.
Talking about anxiety and the fears and conquering them, has like being on some of those big stages helped with that anxiety, like, kind of like a face your fears kind of thing?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's easy now, and it's crazy that it's become my career. At the beginning, it was just for me. It was a cathartic or introspective exercise to me. Now, a lot of kids come to me and say, I feel the way that you feel, and I understand you, and I feel the same way. And the craziest thing is when they say I saved them. It's just something that blows your mind. I found purpose. Honestly, writing about this and my community saved my life, because now every day I wake up and I think about them, and I think about creating this music. It's beyond myself. It's bigger than me.
Well, it's changing people's lives.
That's
And it's not the easiest thing to talk about in the Latino community.
exactly. They hate me sometimes, especially in Mexico. It's been controversial. They get really uncomfortable, which is crazy.
But that's so powerful for you.
It is, but sometimes they're really mean. I don't care. Like, you can punch me, you can try to bring me down, you can stick a knife on my throat. I'll take it, because I'm still gonna try to fight this battle that needs to be, It's important to get this out there, because I see these little kids. I always say I'm like the emo, sad, depressed Hannah Montana to them.
What do you think about when you're helping that 16-year-old girl or boy, that are dealing with some of these same issues? You're that role model to them now.
I never wanted to be a role model. I wanted a role model, so it's crazy that I'm becoming the thing that I needed. I wake up every morning because of that. I do believe in a better world, and I do believe I'm fighting this battle because I needed that when I was younger. I needed bruises when I was 10, and I wanted to kill myself, and I didn't understand why. My brain was just telling me to die, and I was like, why am I feeling this, Mom? Is this okay? She was like, write everything you're feeling. Just put it on a piece of paper, because the moment you do, it's gonna stay there.
Right, you get it out of your system.
Yeah, you have to get it out of your head, and you have to get the voices out of your head. That helped me, and that became my songwriting after. Now every song of mine, it's a little box, and I put my emotions and my feelings and all of that there, and I just open it when I sing on stage, and then I keep them close. Otherwise, I would be crazier.
There's anxiety. Wouldn't being on stage and in front of a live audience create more anxiety?
Yeah, it does. But I'm on medication now, so it's all
Okay.
good.
Okay. How do you ground yourself after being on stage feeling so many emotions?
At the beginning, it was really hard. My anxiety just said, oh, hi, I'm gonna just destroy you right now, because, you're giving me every single trigger. So it was awful, and I was scared, because everything happened
Really fast?
really fast. I wasn't ready, but nobody's ready. Nobody's ever ready for this, for the attention. But then it got better. I got used to it. Now I love being on stage. And I'm gonna be honest and say it's because I went to therapy, and I'm taking the medication that I had to take for my borderline, for my anxiety, and I feel better than ever. I feel ready.
You had a pretty intense car accident, and that's kind of like what propelled you to trust yourself and try this on your own. Like, how did you transform something that was tragic into magic?
It changes your life completely. It changes your body and your soul completely. I was a really broken, scared little girl before my accident. I had no voice. I was scared of the world. I was scared of myself. When I woke up on that hospital bed, I knew I was ready to do everything that I've always wanted to do. I knew I was ready to be an artist, or at least try it. I knew I was ready to speak louder, because I used to speak like this, like really softly, and like I was saying thank you all the time, and I'm sorry, and so scared all the time, and I had no personality at all. I mean, I had one, but it was hidden. And after that, I just became this powerful woman. And that's why my name is Bruses, because, Bruces, I mean, you guys get it. And in Spanish, I have to explain it to you guys. And I knew I had to start writing about what was important to me, which was my mental problems. And I promise you, after that accident, every single freaking door and every single window opened. It's been a crazy ride since then. When you die, nothing else matters. Like,
Yeah.
it.
Salud, everybody.
Salud.
Cheers, you guys.
Salud. I hope all of you got a drink.
Salud,
Salud.
saludcita.
Jack Daniels. Thank you. Saludcita.
Bruces.
Thank you so much for coming.
Salud.